Good morning. Today I'm going to start the session in the chapter beams and supports. So this will be the fifth in this series. In this chapter of beams and supports, it will be the fifth. The subject I am dealing is engineering mechanics. In that I have covered the first lesson, that is the force system and principles of mechanics. Now we are dealing with beams and supports, and this session we have in this chapter we have completed 4 sessions till now, and now we will be going into the next session. Before we go into this session, let us have a small quick recap of the earlier session. That is, since we are dealing with beams, we have defined a beam as a horizontal member, a horizontal structural member which is subjected to transverse loads. So a beam have different types of supports, that is fixed support and simple supports. On simple supports there will be only reactions and there will not be any movements. Similarly, at fixed supports there will be moments and reactions. We use the two equilibrium conditions, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0 for solving the unknowns, that is the unknown reactions at supports. That is, either they may be forces or moments. These two reactions may be forces or moments. Therefore, in case of cantilever, we will get a moment and also a reaction. We have seen some examples in cantilever beams. That is, whenever there is some load acting on a cantilever beam, whether it is a single load or many loads, then the reaction will be equal to the total loading, because only there is one reaction to the forces, so entire forces will be borne by the support. Therefore, the RA will be equal to always the support reaction is equal to the total applied forces, and we have found out the moment that is acting at end is W into the distance L, that is WL. So we have seen we use these two conditions of equilibrium for finding the unknowns in statically determinate beams, that is in case of cantilever, simply supported and overhang beams. We have seen some examples and we have solved some numerical problems in cantilever beams, that is a single point load, several point loads and uniformly distributed load, two different UDLs and combination of UDL and point load. These types of problems we have solved in case of cantilever beams. Now we will move to the simply supported beams. As we know, simply supported beams are beams which are simply rested on two supports at their ends. So the supports are at the end of the beam. The beam is simply placed on supports. So therefore the vertical translation is not possible. That is why there will be reactions at both supports A and B. That is, we call them as RA and RB. That is, reactions at A and reactions at B. And since they are not restrained against turning, there is no restriction for turning, therefore there can't be any movement produced there. Whenever there is a restriction, then only there will be some reaction. Since there is no restriction for turning, there cannot be any movement. Therefore, at simple supports RA and at A and B, there cannot be any movement MA and MB. So we consider MA is equal to 0, MB is equal to 0. That is, there cannot be any movement there. Therefore, in such problems, we have to find only two reactions. our problem will confine to only finding the reactions, because there cannot be any moments. In case of cantilever beam, we have found out one reaction and one moment. Here we are finding two moments. I mean two reactions. Reactions are simply supported beams. A simply supported beam has two simple supports. At simple support, the vertical translation is restrained and the beam cannot rotate. Therefore, a simple support has reaction force. It has no moment at the support. So when we go to the case of simply supported beam, it is supported on two simple supports at A and B. There will be two reactions, RA and RB, at supports A and B respectively. Since there are no moments, MA and MB are equal to zeros. That is, there are no moments. We have to find only unknown reactions RA and RB at simply supported beams. We use sigma FV is equal to 0 and sigma M is equal to 0 for these reactions. Let us consider a case of a point load placed at middle of the beam. That is, the load is symmetric. When we say symmetric, we say that it is equal on both sides. That is the symmetry. So when a load of W is acting on two supports A and B at the middle, it is common sense. By common sense, we can say that load will be shared equally by two supports, because in our daily life, when the load is at the middle, then the reactions will be equal. That is, the load will be shared equally between the two supports. Consider a beam of length. Many times we call span. Now let us say length, but actually we call it a span. In higher classes we will say span instead of length. Consider a beam of length L with central point load W. W is the central point load, that is at the middle of the beam. At the mid length of the beam, there is a weight or load W. Reactions for symmetrical point load. The entire load is applied on two supports. It has to be shared by these two supports equally. So, if not equally, somehow, because the load is applied on two supports, those two supports have to bear the entire load. That is why RA plus RB is equal to W, or W is shared by both reactions RA and RB. Since the load is symmetrical, the load is equally shared by the both supports. Hence, since RA and RB are equal, W is equal to RA plus, instead of RB I am putting RA. So W is equal to 2RA, RA is equal to W by 2. As RA and RB are equal, then if RA is equal to W by 2, RB will be equal to W by 2. So it can be concluded that for symmetrical loading, each reaction will be equal to the half of the applied load. Each reaction RA and RB will be the half of the applied load when it is symmetrical. This we have not proved it. We have done only by our common sense, by our experience. But there should be some analytical proof to prove that RA is equal to W by 2 and RB is equal to W by 2. So we will do the analytical solution with the help of our two equilibrium equations, sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma M is equal to 0. So that is why we use two equilibrium conditions to determine the reactions. Therefore, on the beam we have only one applied load W and two reactions acting under the beam, that is RA and RB. So from the first equilibrium conditions, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0, we see that is plus W coming from top and RA and RB are going upwards, so they are considered negative. That is why we can write W minus RA minus RB is equal to 0. That is, our equilibrium condition says that the algebraic sum of all vertical forces should be equal to 0. Therefore, the vertical forces coming from the top is only W. W is positive. The two vertical forces are going from the bottom. That is, they are moving upwards. The weight is acting downwards while the reactions are acting upwards. Therefore, W minus RA minus RB is equal to 0. RA plus RB is equal to W. This is the first equation. We know only W. We do not know what is reaction A and reaction B. So, by using the first equilibrium conditions, we have arrived at some equation, that is RA plus RB is equal to W. Let us say this is the equation 1. Then we'll take the moments at point A. We can take at point B also, but it is in practice that we generally take at the left hand. That is, it is convenient. By practice, you can also take it right hand, but generally, as we start our writing from left hand, we take from the left. So, taking moments about A. To take moments about A, there are three forces. Since there are three forces, RA, W and RB. These three forces are at a distance of 0. That is, we are taking at A. When we take at A, reaction is at A. That means the distance is 0. W is at a distance of L by 2 because it is centrally placed. If the total length is L, the central distance will be L by 2, and RB is acting at the other end. That is the left support or the right extreme support. Therefore, it is from A, RB is at a distance of L. If you see the graphic, that is, A is acting here. So, from A, the reaction A will be at 0. W is at a distance of L by 2, that is half, and B is at a distance of L. Therefore, we get RA into 0, that is minus, the force is from the bottom, and W is from top, or it is producing a clockwise movement. W is producing a clockwise movement at A. Therefore, we can consider the clockwise movement as positive and both anti-clockwise movements as negative. Therefore, RA into 0 plus W into L by 2 minus RB into L is equal to 0. So, as we go further into the subject, we don't consider this RA into 0 because we know that at A, the moment due to that reaction A will be equal to 0. So, we don't consider this. After doing some problems, we get used to it. So, from then onwards, we will not be considering this RA into 0. Simply we put only two forces except the reaction force, because we know the moment produced by a force at its point of application will be equal to 0 because the distance will be equal to 0. The distance from point to itself is always 0. So, RA into 0 plus W into L by 2 minus RB into L is equal to 0. Therefore, RB into L is equal to WL by 2. RB is equal to LL get cancelled and we will be left with W by 2. So, RB is equal to W by 2. Then, from equation 1 and 2, that is RA plus RB is equal to W. RB is equal to W minus RA, or RA is equal to W minus RB. Since we know RB is equal to W by 2, RA is equal to W minus W by 2, that will be equal to W by 2. So, one reaction is half, the other reaction will be also half. This is how we could prove that the reactions are shared equally when the load is placed at the center of the beam. That is, we when the load is symmetrical, the load will be equally shared by two supports. Therefore, if load is W, the reactions will be W by 2 and W by 2 for symmetrical point loading. Let us see a case of an eccentric loading. That is, we have seen by observation, by our experience, we know that when there is a central point load, they are shared equally. But when the point is eccentric, we know what is eccentricity or eccentric. Eccentric means out of center. That is, when the point is not at the center or at the middle, then that point we call it as eccentric point. Here the load is acting eccentrically. That is, it is not acting at L by 2. It is acting somewhere at a distance D1. Here, let us consider a beam of length L with an eccentric point load W at a distance of D1 from the support A. So, entire length is L. The distance of load from A is D1. So, the other part will be equal to D2. D1 plus D2 will be L. One part is D1 and the other part is D2. Then, to get the solution, we use as usual our equilibrium equations. That is FV and sigma FV is equal to 0 and sigma M is equal to 0. To find the reactions, we know there is only one applied load W on the beam. There are two reactions which are going upwards, one load coming downwards. So these two reactions have to share the load. Therefore, the sum of the reactions should be equal to W, or by applying the equilibrium equation, sigma FV is equal to 0, W which is coming from top or which is downwards, then we consider it as W plus W minus RA which is going upwards, and also minus RB is equal to 0. So these three vertical forces are algebraically added to get the 0. So W minus RA minus RB is equal to 0, or RA plus RB is equal to W. That is, this relation, we know that the forces from top are equal to the forces moving upwards. Forces moving downwards is equal to forces moving upwards. To make the sigma V is equal to 0, it is by common sense we can say that the total load W is shared by RA and RB. Therefore, RA plus RB should be equal to W. The total weight is shared between RA and RB. Here, since we have used only one equilibrium conditions, we have two unknowns, so we cannot solve for RA and RB by using one equilibrium conditions. Therefore, we have to take the help of another equilibrium condition, that is sigma M is equal to 0. Therefore, we take moments at A. Since there are three forces RA, W and RB at distance of 0, D1 and L1, L respectively, sigma M is equal to minus RA into 0, W into D1, that is W weight is at a distance of D1 and RB is at a distance of L. So therefore, W into D1 is equal to RB into L. RB into L is equal to W into D1. RB is equal to W D1 by L. So this relation is obtained. That is, the value of RB is obtained. Once the value of RB is obtained, we know from the first equilibrium condition, that is RA plus RB is equal to W. We know W. Now once we find out RB, then RA will be equal to W minus RB. So from equations 1 and 2, RA is equal to W minus RB, that is W minus W D1 by L. By taking LCM, it will be equal to WL minus W D1 by L. So W into L minus D1 by L. We know L minus D1 is nothing but our D2. Therefore, RA will be equal to W d2 by L. That is L minus d1. We know, we look at this figure. This is L. If we remove this d1, we are left with d2. Therefore, we say RA is equal to W d2 by L. RB is equal to W d1 by L. These are the resultants. So, if we observe that RA is W into d2 by L, it is something proportional to the distance, something to do with distances. That is, RB also is proportional to d1 by L. We can observe that the reactions are proportional to d1 and d2. So, we will see a numerical problem to get the clear idea about the eccentric load and what is the, how they are related. The RA and RB, how they are related with respect to the distances. Let us take a simple problem where a simply supported beam of length 5 meters, total length is 5 meters, is loaded with an eccentric point load of 60 kilonewtons at a distance of 3 meters. At a distance of 3 meters, the 60 kilonewton load is applied. We have to find the reactions. Our aim is to find the reactions RA and RB. For solution, we take, already we know, we have to take the help of two equilibrium conditions and we have to solve the simultaneous equation, that is equation 1 and equation 2, to get the solutions, that is the values of unknown reactions RA and RB. So we use two equilibrium conditions to determine the reactions. Sigma Fb is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0 are the two equilibrium conditions that we have at our disposal. That is, we don't use the other equilibrium condition, that is sigma Fx is equal to 0, because in case of beams we are not using any horizontal force, so there won't be any horizontal reaction, so that equilibrium condition is not considered. So reactions, one applied load W and two support reactions RA and RB are acting here. So from the first equilibrium conditions, sigma Fb is equal to 0, that is W from coming from top minus RA and RB which are going upwards is equal to 0. Therefore, RA plus RB is equal to 60 kilonewtons, the value of applied load. This gives the first equation. Then taking the moments at A, కొద్ది మెల్లగా Since there are three forces RA, W and RB at a distance of 0, 3 and 5 meters respectively, sigma m is equal to 0. That is minus RA into 0. RA, we are taking moment at A, so the distance will be equal to 0. RA into 0, one force minus RA into 0 plus the external force W, applied force into D1 minus RB, the third force which is the support reaction at B, into a distance of L. Therefore, RB into 5 distance 5 meters is equal to 60 into 60 kilonewtons into 3 meters. Therefore, RB is equal to 180 by 5, that is 36 kilonewtons. So we have found out what is RB. We know the sum of RA plus RB, that is from the first equation we know RA plus RB is equal to the total load 60. Therefore, RA is equal to 60 minus 36, that is 24 kilonewtons. The reactions are 24 kilonewtons and 36 kilonewtons. Here are some observations. That is, we got RB 36 and RA 24. That is, RB is greater than RA. Why it is so? If we see the figure, the load is near B. It is far away from A. That is, it is 2 meters away from B and 3 meters away from A. Therefore, when the load is nearer, we have more effect of the load on the support. That is, when two people are bearing some load along on their shoulders, that is with the help of a stick or something, when the load is near the one person, that person will have more pain or more reaction towards the load. When the load is at the center, they will be sharing it equally. When it is nearer to the one person, that person will feel more pinch. That is why when the support is nearer to the load, that support will have more reaction. That is why RB is having 36 kilonewtons reaction, while RA is having another leftover portion, that is 60 minus 36, 24 kilonewtons. Also, if we see, they are in the ratio of 2:3. Here, the ratio of their distances is 2:3. That means the load is 3 times, here load is 2 times, but the distance is 2 times from B, the distance is 3 times from A. So we can say reaction at A is proportional to the distance in the other portion. Reaction at B is proportional to the distance on the opposite portion. That is, B is proportional to 3 units, A is proportional to 2 units. So the total load is 60. If total distance is 5 meters, so each unit will be 12 kilonewtons. So B is proportional to 3 units, that is 3 into 12, 36 kilonewtons. A is proportional to 2 units, that is 12 into 2, 24 kilonewtons. That is how, by simple observations, we can also find the reactions of the simply supported eccentrically applied load. That is, they will be in the proportions of opposite distance in the other sides, that is on the opposite side. Reaction A has distance 2 meters, that is why it will have 2 units, and B will have 3 units. That is why we got here B is 36, C is 24. That is, 24 is 2 units, 36 is 3 units. So we have to observe that. The reactions are proportional to the length of the portion far from support. That is, that portion R is having, far from that portion is in the portion B and the load. The distance between the load and B will be the ratio of A. Similarly, RB will be the ratio, the portion between RA and B. That is why RB far end will be 2 by 5 and RB will be proportional to 3 by 5 of 60. It is 2 by 5 of 60. Therefore, RA is equal to 24 kilonewtons, RB is equal to 36 kilonewtons. So let us move on to some other topic, some other advanced problem. Here we see the problem of with 2 point loads. That is, when 2 points are applied, what is the effect? What are the reactions at RA and RB? So let us see. A beam of length L is loaded with 2 point loads W1 and W2 at a distance of D1 and D2 from the support A respectively. That is, W1 is at D1, W2 is at distance D2. We want to find the reactions. The total length is L. Our aim is to determine the reactions at A and B, that is 2 supports. Again, we use the 2 equilibrium conditions, that is Fvn is equal to 0, sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. Therefore, the reactions will be, there are 4 forces now, that is 2 applied forces and 2 reaction forces, that is Ra and Rb from moving upwards and are acting upwards, and W1 and W2 acting downwards. So we consider the loads coming from the loads moving or acting downwards are positive. The loads which are moving upwards they are considered as negative. Therefore, these 4 forces will be added algebraically. W1, W2 are positive, R1, Ra and Rb are negative. Therefore, W1 plus W2 minus Ra minus Rb is equal to 0. Therefore, we can say Ra plus Rb is equal to W1 plus W2. This gives our first equation. So, we have one among the 2 simultaneous equations, that is Ra plus Rb is equal to W1 plus W2. Then, to get the, since we have used only one algebraic that is equilibrium condition, we cannot solve 2 unknowns. We know 2 weights W1 and W2, but unknowns are Ra and Rb, so we have to take the help of the other equilibrium equation, that is sigma m is equal to 0. Therefore, we will take moments at A. Since there are 4 forces Ra, W1, W2, Rb, we should have 4 moments. Anyhow, the first moment Ra will be at A, therefore it will be automatically 0. Only net, there will be only 3 moments we will get. The other moment, that is Ra, at Ra will be automatically 0. Therefore, these forces minus Ra into 0, W1 into D1, W2 into D2 and Rb into L. We will take the moments. Minus Ra into 0 because it is Ra is negative, plus W1 D1 it is positive, plus W2 D2 it is positive, minus Rb into L. That is, these two are producing, the applied loads are producing the clockwise movements, the reaction forces are producing anti-clockwise movements. Therefore, the anti-clockwise movements are given negative sign and clockwise movements are positive. Therefore, W1 D1 plus W2 D2 is equal to Rb into L, or Rb is equal to W1 D1 plus W2 D2 by L. This will gives us the second equation. So we have 2 unknowns and 2 equations. By solving the simultaneous equation, we can find the 2 unknown equations. Solving 1 and 2, we have Ra is equal to W1 plus W2 minus Rb. That is, Ra plus Rb is equal to W1 plus W2. Therefore, we have written Ra is equal to W1 plus W2 minus Rb. Therefore, we can write W1 plus W2 minus W1 D1 plus W2 D2 by L. Therefore, it is nothing but W1, if we LCM it, W1 L1 L plus W2 L minus W1 D1 minus W2 D2 by L. So W1 L1 minus W1 D1 will give you W1 into L1 L minus D1, that is nothing but D2. That is why, for simplicity, I have simplified it and written it as W1 D2. We know W1 L1 minus W1 D1 will give you W1 D2. Similarly, W2 L minus W2 D2 will give you W2 d1. So it is w1 d1 d2 plus w2 d1 by L. Therefore we can see that Ra is equal to w1 d1 plus w2 d2 by w1 d2 Ra is equal to w1 d2 plus w2 d1. We can see that here we have seen Rb is equal to w1 d1 plus w2 d2. Ra is equal to w1 d2 and w2 d1 by L. Therefore the reactions will be w1 Ra is equal to w1 d2 w2 d1 and Rb is equal to w1 d1 plus w2 d2. So here there are two reactions. We can see some observations here also. That is, if we consider only the first load will be W1, which gives a proportion of D2 at Ra. Let us say it in the numerical example. SSB with 2 point loads. Now simply supported with 2 point loads. We will see the numerical example of this problem. Let us say a beam of A beam of 6 meters length is loaded with 2 point loads of 30 kilonewtons and 60 kilonewtons at a distance of 2 meters and 4 meters from the support A respectively. Determine the support reactions. Again we use the two equilibrium conditions, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0, sigma Mv. There are two applied forces, that is W1 is equal to 30 and W2 is equal to 60 kilonewtons, and support reactions Ra and Rb. Therefore W1 plus W2 minus Ra minus Rb is equal to 0. That is sigma Fv. If we add all the vertical forces, that should be equal to 0 according to the equilibrium conditions. So two applied forces which are coming down, that is W1 and W2 are positive, and two reactions which are going upwards are negative, that is R1 and R2. That is why W1 plus W2 minus Ra minus Rb is equal to 0. Therefore Ra plus Rb is equal to the total applied load 90 kilonewtons, that is 60 plus 30. There are 4 moments produced. So if we see at the moments, since there are 4 forces, that is Ra 30 kilonewtons, 60 kilonewtons and Rb at a distance of 0, 2 meters, 4 meters and 6 meters respectively. Sigma m will be equal to 0, that is minus Ra into 0 plus 30 into 2 plus 60 into 4 minus Rb into 6 meters will give you the total moment, that is equal to 0. Therefore Rb into L will be equal to 300. That is RB into 6 will give you 300 kilonewtons. RB is equal to 50 kilonewtons. So solving 1 and 2 equations, that is RA is equal to W1 plus W2 minus RB. Therefore 90 minus 50 will give you 40 kilonewtons reaction. Therefore the reactions are RA is 40 kilonewtons and RB is equal to 50 kilonewtons. Here if you see 60 is near RB, therefore we are getting more reaction at B than A. Suppose 30-30 if they are equally distributed, because if you remove 30 from here, then the reactions would have been 30 and 30. But another 30 is divided between B and A. But since another portion of 30, that is 60, if we divide into two parts of 30 and 30, 130 goes to B, this load 30 goes to A. We will be left with only 30 kilonewtons here at 4 meters. That 30 will be shared by A and B. Since 30 is near B, it will have more reactions. So here it is 30 plus something, here 30 plus something more than A. That is why we got here 50 and here 40, that is 30 plus 10, here 30 plus 20. We got 50 and 40 at B and A. We will see some observations. That is, the reaction B is greater than reaction A because 60 kilonewtons is nearer to A. Suppose the reactions are proportional to the length of the portion for the support. So if we take only 60 kilonewtons reaction, then the ratio will be, the 60 is 4:2. 4:2 or 2:1. Here 2 units, 2 lengths, that is 4 meters, and this portion is 2 meters. So 60 kilonewtons is divided in the ratio of 2:1. That is 2 units at B and 1 unit at A. That is why 40 units at B and 10 units at A will be there. Here 40 units at B due to 60 and at A it will be 20 kilonewtons. So that 60 kilonewtons load is divided into 40 and 20 at B and A. Similarly, if we consider only 30 kilonewtons load, the ratio will be RA it will be 1/3 and RA it will be 2/3 because it is nearer to RA and far away from RB. Therefore, at RA it will be 20 and at RB it will be 10. So if we superpose those reactions, then RA will be, due to 60 it is 20, due to 30 it is 20, so we will get 40 kilonewtons. At RB, due to 60 it is 40 kilonewtons, due to 30 kilonewtons it is 10, therefore we will get 50 kilonewtons. So this is, in this way we can also do separately. We can treat those two loads as two different problems and we can solve RA for RA and RB. We can add the two RAs and two RBs so that we can get the entire result. This is the principle of superimposition. That is, we can superpose one using one load and also we can find the results using the second load and we can add them. This also can be done. So we can treat this as two different problems with 60 kilonewtons as first problem and 30 kilonewtons as the second problem and solve them. Find the RA1 and RA2 or RA due to 30, RB due to 30, RA due to 60, RB due to 60, and we can add them up so that we can finally we will get the same reaction, that is 40 kilonewtons and 50 kilonewtons. This is how we can solve these problems. So here, before concluding it, let us have a small quick recap of today's class. That is, whenever a middle central point load is applied on simply supported beam, they are equally shared. when the load is eccentrically applied, the load will be shared according to the distances on the other side, far away side. That is, if A and B are two distances, then B will be, suppose if M and N are two distances, or let us say D1 and D2, then B will be proportional to D1 and A will be proportional to the D2 distance. That is, it is proportional to the length on the other span, other portion of the span. Similarly, RA will be proportional to the length on the span between the load and the support B. We can also treat many loads as problems of different problems having one single load. That is, we have seen here two loads are added. These two loads can be treated as two different problems. That is, problem with load W1 and problem with load W2, and solve the reactions RA and RB for weight load 1 and RA and RB for load 2, and then we can simply add them. That is, RA1 plus RA2 will give you actual RA, and also RB1 plus RB2 will give you actual RB due to first load and the second load respectively. This is how we can solve the problems of simply supported beam with point loads. In the next session, we will be seeing the cantilever simply supported beams with uniformly distributed loads. That is, what is the effect of uniformly distributed load on a simply supported beam. That is, the UDL can be throughout the beam, or for a portion of a beam, the UDL can be of one intensity or different intensities. So such problems we will solve in the next session. Thank you for being with me.